Modern Horizons 3 spoilers are finally really rolling out, and we're not talking leaks, we're talking official spoilers now from Wizards of the Coast, and I have to say, it really does feel like Modern is going to be rotated once again. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Mattcaster Mage. If you do enjoy my content, please consider subscribing and joining all the fun we have here. Let's go over some spoilers from Modern Horizons 3. Now, Modern Horizons was introduced in 2019. That was the first set, and it did shake up Modern quite a lot. In fact, there was quite a few bannings immediately, like Hogak when it came in, kind of like destroyed Modern. They had to ban that real fast, but it also just introduced in general a lot of powerful cards that shifted a lot of the metagame, but nothing compared to Modern Horizons 2. Modern Horizons 2 really shook things up. We're talking Archon of Cruelty, the Elementals, Regavan. Those cards were so powerful that they shifted the entire meta and basically made some decks obsolete or made tier 1 decks like tier 2 or tier 3. And we're probably going to see it again, so something to consider. You're probably going to have, if you're a Modern player, some Modern decks that will either go down a peg or two. Some cards might be obsolete at this point, so definitely be on the lookout for that. I think this is going to really shake up the market and shake up the metagame. With that being said, why don't we take a look at some of these spoilers. Now, we are getting the fetch lands. That is something we kind of knew right off the bat. That was like some of the really early spoilers, but yet we have it right here. Windswept Heath, Wooded Footles, Bloodstained Mire, and Flooded Strand. It looks like it's all the same artwork as well, so there's no new artwork, at least on the regular base cards. We have Priest of Titania now. Now, this card was reprinted originally in Urza Saga. As you can see, it has the actual Urza Saga symbol there, similar to, I think, was it Masters 25? They did that as well, but yeah, so this could be interesting. Could this potentially maybe give Elves some strength in Modern? I'm not sure. I don't think so. We have Liela, the Blade Reforged. This is another, originally it's a commander card, so it looks like they're really pushing a lot of commander cards into Modern, and you're going to see that a little bit later. We have Flare of Cultivation. So this is a newer card. It's a sorcery for 1 colorless, 2 green, and you may sacrifice a non-token green creature rather than pay this spell's mana cost. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, put one of them onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffle. So this card, I laughed when I first saw this. We have Snow-Covered Wastes. So, you know, you got your basically your snow-covered basics, like the mountains and islands and forests, but now you're getting a snow-covered waste, so going to be interesting to see that develop in the future. We have Flare of Denial. This is another great instant. This is a counter spell. It's 1 colorless and 2 blue, obviously an instant. You may sacrifice a non-token blue creature rather than pay the spell's mana cost, and you can counter target spell. So I could see this being played in any sort of control deck that runs blue. Definitely, it's powerful enough to make its way into Modern. We have Ugin's Labyrinth. Yeah, so land with imprint, so you get kind of like a Chrome Mox effect on here. That's kind of scary. We have when Ugin Labyrinth enters the battlefield, you may exile a colorless card with mana value 7 or greater from your hand, and you can add 1 if you tap it. If the card is exiled with Ujin's Labyrinth, add 2 mana instead, and then you can tap it to return the exiled card to its owner's hand. So this will absolutely be played in Modern, 100%. I imagine it being played in Eldrazi Tron, and Eldrazi Tron is probably going to be one of the most, based on the early spoilers, it's probably one of the most powerful decks in Modern right now, based on just all the Eldrazi we're likely getting, and we are already getting from the spoilers from this set. Urza's Cave, another great land. This land is definitely going in to Modern 100%. This is one of the early spoilers as well, so at this point you guys have probably already seen that card. Kappa Cannoneer, another card that, you know, it was from Kamigawa and Neon Dynasty, one of the commander deck cards. That's going to be kind of shoveled into Modern as well. We have Meltdown as well, another card from Urza Saga. It's an uncommon that's going to be introduced into Modern. So these symbols right here, these are the Modern Horizons 3 symbols. There is a few cards that you will see that are actually going to be Modern Horizons 3 commander cards, so bear that in mind. Null Drifter here. I can't even believe this. It's basically, oh my god. Oh my god. When you cast a spell, draw 2 cards, flying Annihilator 1, and then it has Evoke 2 and a blue. So we've seen this card before. Now we have an Eldrazi version of it, pretty much. Coda, King Among Bears. This is a card I feel like it's going to be more of a commander card. We have an Eldrazi Dragon, which, I mean, colorless is going to be easier to play now, especially with the newer lands coming into Modern Horizons 3, so this is likely going to be played as well in Modern. Null Elemental Blast. So yeah, as I was saying, it really does feel like Eldrazi Tron, more than any deck as of right now, is going to probably be the most powerful. Not the most powerful in Modern necessarily, but it's going to be pretty up there. Null Elemental Blast an instant, and they can choose one, counter target multicolored spell or destroy target multicolored permanent. And that's that's going to be incredibly powerful. It's just for one waste, so it's going to be interesting. Nethergoyf. So Tarmogoyf, we got a new Goyf now. So Tarmogoyf is not the King Goyf. We have this one. So when its power is equal to the number of cards among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number +1. Escape 2 and 1 black. Exile any number of other cards from your graveyard with 4 or more card types among them. So this is basically a stronger version of Tarmogoyf, I guess, for 1 mana. That's gonna definitely go. Maybe it'll give Jund some new tools. Maybe Jund will be back as like a tier 1 deck. Sylvan's Safekeeper as well as another card originally from Judgment. We have Orum's Chant, another card originally from Planeshift that's going to be into Modern now. Winter Moon, a nice artifact. Players can't untap more than 1 non-basic land during their untap steps. That's going to be a great sideboard piece in Modern decks. We have Devourer of Destiny, another Eldrazi, 5, and then 2 wastes. A creature Eldrazi, you may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of your first upkeep, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may put one of those cards back on top of your library, exile the rest. When you cast the spell, exile target permanent that's 1 or more colors. So another tool potentially in Eldrazi Tron. We have Evolution Witness, Breaker of Creation, Wumpus Apparition. This is going to be insane. Just looking at all the Eldrazi that we just skipped through. Deserted Temple, another card originally from Odyssey, and we're seeing it now in Modern. Will this actually affect the price in a positive way? Because, I mean, sometimes even though it's a reprint, if it's a reprint that's getting into a new format, sometimes that can actually drive the demand and push the price of that card up. Maybe we'll see it in the market movers in the next few weeks. Really, really interesting seeing a Cause Like the Broken Reality. This is another card that I think it was leaked at one point. Yeah, so it's a 9/9 for 9. When you cast this spell, up to 2 target players each manifest 2 cards from their hands. For each card manifested this way, you draw a card. So to manifest a card, put it onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature, turn it face up anytime for its mana cost if it's a creature card. Other colorless creatures you control get +3/+2. And, you know, 9 mana, colorless mana in Modern is very playable. So I can see this also being played in a Tron deck or even Eldrazi Tron. We have Power Balance as well, similar to Counterbalance, but it's an enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost if the 2 spells have the same mana value. This has to be played in Modern. I'll be shocked if this card doesn't make a big splash in Modern. And then we just have great other cards as well that are going to be introduced into Modern, like Ulamog the Defiler, Flare of Denial. There's just going to be, we have 6 as well, another card. This is wild. When I first read this, so 2 colorless and 1 green. It's a Trifo creature with reach. Whenever 6 attacks, mill 3 cards. You may put a land card from among them into your hand. As long as it's your turn, non-land permanent cards in your graveyard have retrace, and it's a 2/4. Now, if this doesn't necessarily get play in Modern, I can see it easily being played in the Commander format. Now, one card that I found was really interesting that I wanted to talk about, and it kind of brought up all the points that I wanted to discuss in this video, and there it is, Archon of Cruelty. So this card is actually, it's going to be in one of the Commander decks, but this card in general, when it was printed, I remember I took a break from Modern in general, and during the pandemic, one of the stores that was near me actually ran a Modern event, so I brought one of my older Modern decks, right, and I played against someone who's playing Archon of Cruelty. I remember just being like, wow, I don't even want to play Modern anymore. My deck felt like useless at this point because of how powerful Modern Horizons 2 was, and I feel like Modern Horizons 3, we're kind of early in the spoilers, but I can see it easily being a set that rotates Modern out. But I don't know. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Am I right on that? Are you guys excited for Modern Horizons 3? Where do you think it's going to leave Modern? Let me know down below in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video.